Now that I know the suggested level, the program will automatically take us to Diagnostic Prescriptive Part B, which is where we will determine whether or not we are accurate and that the story or the cluster that is suggested is appropriate. So I will exit out of this part, Part A, Diagnostic, go back to the Build Report screen, and go to Detailed Student or Detailed Software Lesson Report. I click on Detailed Software Lesson Report, see the icon again for this, click again on the Detailed Software Lesson Report, select my name as the teacher, select the student name that I'm concerned about, and run my report. I now have a detailed look at how the student actually did on the pretest for the story that Part A suggested as our instructional starting point. I look here and I look at the pretest data. I see that the Diagnostic Prescriptive Part A put the student at Orange Level A, first story, going on a train ride. I also see that the student had a pretest score of 20%. Now the report consists of 3 parts. Here are the questions on what we're about to teach in that story. Here are the correct answers for each of the questions. And here is the student response. If the response is bold, B-O-L-D, it indicates that the student got that item wrong. In this particular case, the student had 8 out of 10 items wrong in the pre-test, indicating that this story would clearly be at a challenge level for the student. Now, as you know, challenge level, or frustration level as others would call it, is actually our instructional starting point. We want them to be at a point that the content that we're about to teach would be far too difficult if left on their own. But because of the abundant amount of repetition, because of the failure-free methodology format that you use, this should be very, very suitable for this student. We always want to place the student in Part B of the diagnostic at a score of 70% or lower. Please do not continue if you see on this aspect of the report a score of 80% or higher on the pretest. It will be too easy and your student will clearly be bored. Do not instruct at 80% or higher.